Each day, an average of 16 people are told their kidneys have failed, and the number of Canadians being treated for kidney failure over the past 20 years has tripled. Canadians could be doing more to help those in need. Leanne McDougall, who received a transplant and whose stepson was an organ donor, explains.
It's very, very important for people to make the decision to register their wishes and to also discuss organ donation with their family. It doesn't have to be a long, drawn-out conversation, but just mention to mom or dad or brother or sister, your spouse, that this is what I want to do with as my final wish.
Francois René Dussault discovered firsthand what happens when the kidney you need to live shuts down. He received an organ donation from a deceased donor, but when the transplanted organ failed almost 2 years to the date he received it, Francois René started home hemodialysis treatments to cleanse his blood in a way that his kidneys could not.
Organ donation is so important. Like for myself, receiving a kidney from a deceased person was the most wonderful gift. It's the gift of life that allowed me to be in full shape again.
You know, it's funny, when you've had a heart transplant or any kind of a transplant, you celebrate the anniversary. Certainly, it almost becomes like a new birthday for you. And on the 19th anniversary of my heart transplant, I had been getting all kinds of phone calls of congratulations from friends and family. And quite late in the evening, I got a call, and I automatically assumed it was someone else calling to talk about my anniversary. Unfortunately, it was bad news. It was my husband's first wife calling to tell me that Steve, my husband's only son, was in hospital, and they were suspecting a bleed in his brain, and that it would progress to brain death. My stepson was very stoic during my battle with heart disease, and we didn't talk too much about what we were going through. But not too many years after my transplant, a friend of his from school was waiting for a heart. And he seemed to think that he found that harder to deal with when it was someone his own age and someone that he had known for many years. And I can remember him coming home and saying, how come she has to wait so long? Because at that point she had waited probably about 6 months. There were no donors available for her. And I can remember him saying so clearly after I told him it's a resource, a very precious resource we have, the donated organs. And he said, if anything happens to me, and we never thought anything would, but he said, if anything happens to me, take everything you can use. And so on the day after my 19th anniversary, he became an organ donor and gave life.
To find out how you can register your wishes or how to become a living organ donor, visit the Kidney Foundation of Canada website at kidney.ca. Sherry Demetarco reporting.